We've been telling you about it now for months. Now, one of Texas' most treasured historic artifacts will leave Austin bound for a rendezvous with the Alamo in San Antonio.
The 1836 plea for reinforcements written by Texian Commander Colonel William Barrett Travis will make a rare journey outside the state archives.
New here at 10, KXAN's Jim Swift tells us the man behind the trip says anyone who would get in the way will surely wish they had not.
The grand presentation in this public service announcement created by Land Commissioner Jerry Patterson's staff testifies to the reverence Patterson feels for the famous Travis letter.
I think every Texan at some time in their life should have the opportunity, and every generation ought to have an opportunity to see the Travis letter.
The letter, written as Travis's 150 irregulars were just falling under siege by thousands of Mexican troops under General Santa Anna, is now kept secure in the State Library and Archives building near the Capitol.
We're very concerned with the temperature, with the relative humidity, and with light exposure, because those three things together come together to really impact the lifespan of documents.
So, when the letter is moved later this month to San Antonio for a nearly 2-week exhibit at the Alamo, it will travel with a law enforcement escort.
We've got contingency plans, we have surveillance, we have DPS escorts with other law enforcement and possibly Texas Texas National Guard. We have helicopters involved.
At the Alamo, the letter will be displayed in a special case, custom made in Germany and flown to Texas. A case designed to protect the document from the elements and from bad guys.
It's made in such a manner that it can't be tipped over. If some idiot goes in there and tries to push it over and crash it to the ground, which will be the last act and the last breath he ever breathes, I have to tell you. We have 2 armed guards present 24/7.
My guess is this is going to cost a good bit of money.
It's probably an expensive proposition, but it's worth it. You know, think 40 years from now, 50 years from now, some kid who goes through there who was 10 or 12 years old is 60-some-odd years old and says, you know, I saw the letter.
It was Patterson's communications staff that first proposed the exhibit at the Alamo, but it took the elected statewide office holder to make it happen.
We're all just passing through, and nobody knows who the hell you are in about 10 years, if that long. But this is something that, while the time I was passing through, I did, and due to the efforts of my staff, that will be remembered for a very long time.
The exhibit will run from February 23rd through March 7th, the very dates of the actual siege of the Alamo. Jim Swift, KXAN News.
Archives officials originally did not want the victory or death letter transported, worried about security, until those updated security arrangements were made. You can check out more information on the letter's exhibit under this story at KXAN.com. And this exhibit could be a boon for the Alamo. As we told you back in October, the Texas General Land Office plans to ask lawmakers for $1 million in state funding for repairs to the building. The state ramped up oversight after the nonprofit group Daughters of the Republic of Texas was accused of mismanagement. The GLO took over as trustees of the Alamo 2 years ago, with the Daughters remaining as the stewards of the shrine. The Texas Attorney General actually decided in November not to indict anyone in the DRT organization, but an extensive report on mismanagement of Alamo funds will be reviewed this year by the legislature. The DRT maintains they have fixed their organizational issues. Also back in November, San Antonio police opened a criminal investigation into the possible theft of a copy of the Texas Declaration of Independence from one of the offices inside the Alamo.